manipulation of selfie taking and how it can actually change our lives, and how your selfie is different from how people can perceive you as. You guys know what that means, right? So how your selfie, people look at your selfie, people look at you, is totally different, right? Sometimes, even on social media, you can actually find out the true personality of an entire person, right? Have you ever met someone and then you added them as a friend on Facebook and you're just like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting. You are totally somebody different. You find out more about them sometimes, right? On social media. Okay, so when is it proper time to take a selfie? Raise your hand if you think it's okay to take selfies. For example, if you're on Hajj in front of the cafe, you're making the off and people are like, Instagram, Snapchat, what do you guys think about that?
Not good.
Not good, right? Because what is Hajj all about? What are you there for?
Okay.
Yes, you're there to focus on your ibadah, on your worship, right? You don't need to be taking pictures while you're making tawaf. I mean, you're doing tawaf for Allah, right? He can see you. He doesn't need to log on to Instagram to know if you're making Hajj, right? I know it sounds silly, but this is how we act sometimes, right? And honestly, if you're making ibadah, if you're going to Hajj and you're doing everything for ibadah, why would you need to upload that on Instagram? Like, what's the point of your ibadah then? It's only between you and Allah, right? And he's got the best filter of you up there. Okay.
Thank you.
So selfies don't show the real you. How you're portrayed in society. Who does that depend on? On you, right? Whatever you do, that's how people will see you as. Doesn't matter what society thinks about you or makes up rumors about you. I know you guys are in middle school, high school, and there will be some tough times when people will spread rumors about you, right? I mean, I guess that's happened to all of us, right? Especially with the media nowadays, us being Muslim, right? People might spread bad things about you, right? So how do we prove them wrong? What can we do within ourselves? Just by our actions, right? People will see us as Muslims and, they can tell people if somebody's like, people are spreading things all about us all the time. They'll be like, oh, Muslims are this, X, Y, Z. They say really, really horrible things about us. How can you show that they're wrong in a good way? Go ahead.
Being nice to them?
Yeah, good. Just by our actions, right? People can tell that you're not the person that people tell rumors about you just by your actions and your deeds, how you act to them. So, let me tell you guys a quick example, a little story. You guys know, there's this is actually a common story, so you guys might know it, but there was this boy, right? Once upon a time, there was a boy, and the boy had this mom, and the mom loved the boy, of course, like all our mothers love us, right? So she loved her son, right? The thing about this mother is she only had one eye.
Oh, I know the story.
You know it? Okay. So, just for those that don't know it, this mom, she only had one eye. And so the boy was really ashamed of his mom. He loved his mom, but he was extremely ashamed of her. Every time his friends came over, he would quickly take them up into his room, or he would quickly take them outside and be like, haha, let's not stay home, just because he was scared that they would see his mom and that they would make fun of her, or fun of him, right? So, yeah, this boy was very ashamed of his mom. Every time the mom dropped him off at school, he'd quickly go inside his classroom just so that his mom didn't have to go in with him. So one day this boy, his childhood, he's just ashamed of his mom, right? Because his mom doesn't have an eye. So one day he grows up, and he's married and stuff now, right? So his old classmates are like, let's get together, let's arrange what do you call it when your classmates get back to a class reunion, right? So they had a reunion and they're like, okay, we're going to invite you. So the boy's going, right, he lied to his wife. He's like, oh, I'm going to go on a business trip, honey, right? He goes to his class reunion, and by the time he's older, he has no contact with his mom. So he doesn't talk to his mom anymore because he's ashamed of her, right? So he goes to the class reunion, and when he goes, he's like, let me go check up on my mom, because no one's here with me. So, his mom lives next to his old school. So he goes and he knocks on the door. Who answers? His mom? Not his mom. Some brand new lady that he's never seen before, right? She opens the door and he's like, oh, I used to live here before. My mom is still supposed to be living here. Can you tell me where she is? And the lady says, I'm sorry, but whoever used to live here passed away 5 years ago, right? And so he feels really bad. And she's like, but she told me before she passed away that if anyone ever comes here to look for me, give them this letter from me. Okay, so the lady gives him a letter and then he leaves. He leaves with the letter, he opens it up, and it's a letter from his mom. And his mom says, my dear son, I'm sorry that I always embarrassed you when I was younger, but I just always wanted to let you know that I love you, and that you always mean the world to me. I just want to let you know this one last thing before I pass away, and it's that I always wanted the world for you. When you were first born, you were only born with one eye. And so the doctor said that they needed another donor, someone to sacrifice their eye if I wanted you to live with both eyes. So what did she do? She sacrificed one of her eyes for him. She gave him her eye. So what does that say about how people perceived her and how she really was? Because kids used to cry when they saw her, and they said that they used to say that, oh, your mom's a monster, she's a cyclops, she only has one eye. But how does that make you feel if you actually know the truth behind this? Did you guys know this story before? Okay. So there was actually a story similar to this, how during the Prophet's time, you guys might notice, there was a woman who used to always throw trash on the Prophet from her house. You guys know this? She used to always throw trash on the Prophet. So one day, this happened every day. Every time the Prophet used to walk by her house, she used to throw trash on him. One day, no one was throwing trash on him. What did the Prophet do?
Visit her.
Good. He visited her, right? He was just like, okay, this is weird. Someone's throwing trash on me every day today. Nothing's happening to me. So he goes in, he visits her, and the woman is shocked. She's like, oh my God, I did such horrible things to you, and now you're visiting me. So what did the woman do? What happened after that? She took her shahada. Good. So what was that? Why did she think that the Prophet was one way? Does that make sense? Why did she think that why did she have such a bad perception of the Prophet? Because of what people actually said about him, right? Of course, it's like now, people didn't have really nice things to say about the Prophet or about Islam. And so, how did she know the real him? Once he actually came and started doing good deed, he did a good deed, right? He visited her. I'm going to give you guys one last story, and I don't know if you guys heard this story before. Who has ever heard of the Sahaba? You guys know what a Sahaba is, right? Somebody who has seen the Prophet, right? So there's a Sahaba named Julaybi. Have you guys ever heard of him? Okay, he's not much talked about, but anyways, this Sahaba, he was a very good man, right? He did his 5 prayers, he fasted, he did whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet commanded him. There was only one thing, it's not wrong, but one thing that people were kind of scared of him for, and that was his face. He had a distorted face, so he was known as, let's just say, not attractive, right? People saw him, they would get kind of scared. So he went to the Prophet one day and he said, oh, Prophet, who's going to marry me? Because everybody thinks I'm ugly. That's what he told the Prophet. What did the Prophet say? The Prophet actually went to a family, a good family, and he told the family, he was like, I have a really good brother for your daughter to marry. Right? He told this to the father of the family. He's like, there's a really good man, and I advise you to get your daughter married to him. Okay? So the man, of course, if the Prophet advises anything, what are you going to do? Are you going to think about it, or are you going to do it? The Prophet is advising you. You're going to go ahead and do it, right? So they were like, oh, okay, that's really good news. The Prophet is suggesting someone for our daughter. Who is this guy? And the Prophet said, he's Julaybi. What did the man do? He was like, whoa, let me go talk about it with my wife and my daughter, right? So the man goes home, and he tells his wife, he's like, Okay, so this is what our Prophet has advised us. He wants us to get our daughter married to Julaybib. And the wife, what do you think her reaction was? Yeah, exactly. Ew, right? She was like, not him. And so the wife and the husband are talking. They're like, but the Prophet said he's a really good brother. It'd be good. What happened was the daughter was listening to all of this, and the daughter had a good heart too. She said, she told her parents, if the Prophet, if this is what he recommended, or if this is what he advised us to do, then let's go ahead and do it. Because nobody gives better advice than the Prophet, right? So that's how strong her heart was, right? She was like, it doesn't matter what other people think about him. Let's go do what the Prophet told us to do, right? So it was settled that these two would get married. That the girl was going to get married to Julaybib, right? Before they got married, the Prophet had to send a lot of the believers off to war, right? So what happened was Julaybib was one of these warriors, right? He went and he fought in war. After the war was over, everybody was looking for Julaybib. The Prophet said, "Who has seen Julaybib?" Right? And one of the companions said that we saw him in the field, and there's 7 of the kuffar surrounding him. Right? They go, they check on him, and he was messed up. He was dead. Right? So he actually died before he even got the chance to marry. Right? The Prophet goes back to the family and he tells them that you guys did a good decision in agreeing to marry Julaybib, but I have some bad news. He unfortunately passed away during the war. So he died as a shaheed, right? Which means he's guaranteed Jannah, right? He's guaranteed Jannah, but he tells the family, he's like, I'm sorry, but unfortunately he's passed away. What happened? That girl, because of her good intentions, because she listened to the Prophet, she was arranged with another man this time. Right? She got married to another man, but this time the man was a lot more, let's say, attractive. Right? So it just goes to show if you don't judge people by the way people look at them. So this guy was not attractive, but did that stop the girl? No, she still had a good heart, right? She said that I know good things will happen to me if I listen to the Prophet, right? So yeah. So it just goes to show, right? If your intentions are true, then you'll be rewarded, right? So I guess I just want to end up by saying, so next time you post a selfie, think about the picture that you took. Is this gonna help anyone, right? Is this doing any good for me? Is this picture even me? Does this portray how I am? Okay. So, yeah, next time if you're about to post this selfie, just think about that. I'd like to end off there. Thank you guys.
Okay, any question before I start about selfie? No? I saw some boys over there kind of sleepy right now. Are you sleepy, everyone? I need you to stand up, relax. Right? Try it first. Stand up, everyone. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. I need you to stand up. Okay, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, have a seat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah alladzi nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa natubu ilayh. Salatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli wa qul rabbi zidni 'ilma. Amin ya rabbal alamin. I don't know what to tell you right now about selfie especially, but first of all, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that gathered us all here. Why did you come here, basically? Why are you in this room? Huh?
Muktamar.
Muktamar, I'm sorry. Specific, can you give me specific answer? Because what we are going to talk right now is about selfie. Mostly about social media. What is in your mind that bring you over here? Not just because your parent or the youth program told you that we are going to be here in this room from this time to talk or to talk and discuss about social media or about selfie or some other things. Right? Who would like to share something with me? Muktamar, is it boring right now? Oh, I would like to hear, okay, from each table. Can you say something at least? From the table over there, Alia's table, please. Sorry, I didn't know her name. Yes. Why are you here and what you, at the end of this session, what do you want to have in mind at least? In this lecture. Inshallah. And at the end we'll take selfie, right? She started taking selfie already. Now, second cavalier, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Huh? Mazida? Okay, can you share something with, I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I need you to be respectful. Respectful means we are going to listen when our friend is talking and we won't be talking, right? Sorry. We are here to learn and live more balancing life. Inshallah, right? Alhamdulillah, jazakallah khairan. Okay, boys, man, say something, please. Faris or Hafil or, I'm sorry, I just know two of you. Three of you, please share something.
To learn.
Oh, Ibrahim, right? To learn. To learn what, Habibi? Habibi mean? My love. Don't say that, girls, you don't say it to the boy. You don't say Habibi to the boy, okay? And boy, you don't say it to the girls because I am the only one, just like your mom, who will say it to you, to the boys, and Habibti to the girls. Okay, who would like to share something here? Allah will reward you. Inshallah. What?
Ahmed.
Huh? You say something. Man, speak up. Huh? Listen to lecture. Okay, let's move to this table. Why are you here? Okay, be a man, my man.
To learn about what to do in social medias.
Wow, that's a huge thing. MashaAllah. To learn what should you know and learn about social media. I don't think we can cover this topic in 1 hour, but we'll try. Inshallah. Next one, please.
We are here to learn how to be a better Muslim on social media.
I love you, young man. MashaAllah. I'm the only one can say it, not you ladies, okay? What's your name?
Azka. Azka.
Azka. Azka, what does Azka mean?
Pure.
Azka means pure. MashaAllah. Jazakallah khairan. The next one.
To understand more about our religion and to balance our daily lives.
I love it and I love you, MashaAllah. To learn more about our religion, to be a better Muslim. What's your name?
Alvero.
Huh?
Alvero.
Alvera? Alvero, sorry. Good job, Alvero. The next one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I look at you.
Sorry. How to positively and properly represent yourself.
Out loud, please.
How to positively and properly represent yourself.
Can someone say it again? How to
positively and properly express yourself or represent yourself.
Oh, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. How to... Okay, I got it. The next one. Behind your table, please. I saw a